I think that the best thing that we need to do, and I would suggest this for anybody before you even turn 55, right? You need to start getting things prepared for your life and for your older life, 60s, 70s. You don't know what your mindset will be. You don't know what your health will be. So right now, I'm dealing with an ailing parent, an aging parent, who has the start of onset dementia. And so it's kind of hard to get him to understand my dad sometimes when we're explaining things. You know, we're trying to help him, but he sees it as, I'm older, I'm your dad, I can do this, I don't need your assistance, but he does need the assistance. So sometimes it's a tug of war, and luckily he did allow my sisters and I to basically have a power of attorney, but there's also the thing of the healthcare directive, you know, that you need. A living will would be good. A trust would be best, you know, because with a trust, no one can change it. So if a person creates a trust and says, in the event of XYZ, this is what I want, your family members have to abide by that to the T. It cannot waver. So I would suggest that people do that early on, because you just never know what's going to happen, right? You could be incapacitated. You could be in a car accident. You might not be able to speak for yourself. Other people need to speak on your behalf and take care of your things. Now, luckily for my dad, several years ago, you know, I kind of saw him kind of struggling with remembering, like, oh, did I pay this? And I took over. I said, well, let me take care of that for you. And I started that about 3 years ago, basically paying all of the bills for him on his behalf. So it doesn't matter where I am, right? Anywhere in the country, the world, I can do that for him. You know, he doesn't have to worry about putting things in the mailbox, because things were stolen from his mailbox, checks and other things. So these are also things you need to think about. Trusting someone, and it needs to be someone you really trust to be able to take care of these things for you. So that would probably be my number one thing for anybody 55 plus, is to get those things and affairs in order. Because of what I experienced with my mother and my father, my mother has since passed on, I started doing it for my children, so that they would, you know exactly what to do in case I couldn't, you know, take care of myself and whatever. So yeah, but I had a son that passed away. So now it's only my daughter, and that would be a huge burden on one person, right?
Right.
So yeah, just basically you need to get affairs in order. That's the best thing I can say. We never know how long we're going to live. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, and having a clear mind and being able to take care of it now is the best thing that you can do for yourself and for your loved ones. You know, the thing about a will is some people can contest this. So let's say,
and what does that mean?
Okay, so
contest.
You basically create the will, or your loved one creates the will, right? And they say, hey, I want this, and it's even documented. But later on, they say, I want to change it, right? And they tell one person that I'm going to change it because now I want this to happen.
Okay.
But they never actually physically change it, right?
Oh.
It's a verbal thing. But maybe that person was recorded saying it, or maybe that person wrote it down, or they can contest that will and say, well, I know they wanted to change it, it just didn't happen before they passed away, and that's what they call contesting it,
okay.
right? So, but like I said, a trust is irrevocable, can't be changed, can't be modified, right? And it can take care of a number of things, from everything, real estate, everything.
Right.
So that's what I would suggest. They're more expensive, a lot more expensive, but they're ironclad. And we see that with a lot of celebrities, where they might have family members that contest the will and say, hey, well, this happened before this. You know, my grandchildren were born, like the grandchildren were born. They wrote the will before the grandchildren were born, but we know they want to include the grandchildren. So
right.
Someone may contest that and say, hey, you know, with this insurance policy, or, you know, this large amount of money we might inherit, some should go to the grandchildren as well. You know, that kind of thing.
talked to my dad about having a living will, but he didn't really take it well. Like, he's like, oh, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about death.
Right.
I'm like, I mean, yeah, but do you think you're going to live forever?
But it is a part of life. So my father is the same way. It probably took 2 years for him just to give us the insurance, life insurance information, right? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to have the conversation. And a lot of people in their generation don't, right? Death is a scary thing, right? But we know it's going to happen.
Right.
My thing is, let's talk about it so I can do exactly what you want me to do and not what I think you want me to do, right? What I may want, it may not be what you want. I may say, I'm going to cremate you. And you say, I don't want to be cremated. Right? You might say, I don't want to be buried in the ground. I want to be,
shipped off to my country where I'm from.
That too.
Yeah.
That too. All of those things need to be discussed. And we shouldn't fear it because we know it's happening.
Right.
But like I said, it's going to help you. And that's the way you need to explain it to him. Dad, this is going to help me make sure that I do the right thing by you.
Yeah.
It's not about talking about it as death as if you're gonna die soon or anything. Let's just discuss it so that we can write everything down and get it documented so that I can make the right decisions for you in that time. We prepare for babies. Think about how much we prepare for a baby, right?
Baby showers, you have food, you have clothes before the baby comes.
Cribs,
Everything.
We're gonna prepare for this baby. This baby's gonna have the best of everything. Not only that, now gender reveals, baby showers, all of this stuff, right?
Yes.
But we don't prepare for our passing. And then, a lot of times, what happens? The family doesn't have the funds. So now they need to create GoFundMe accounts or, go to other people for help just to lay you to rest. We need to prepare for our passing or, just like we're preparing for other parts of our lives. Retirement, the birth of kids, marriages, it all plays a factor, and we all need to prepare for every aspect of our life, not just the beginning part, the middle part, the good parts, but also the part that we know that will come, which won't be so pleasant. A lot of people don't know that if you have a family member that is a veteran, that a veteran can get laid to rest for free in any veteran cemetery. That's a national veteran cemetery. Like we have one up in, I believe it's Canton. Coming in Atlanta, you got the one in DC. The problem is if you want to be buried in DC, in Arlington National, your family has to get you there, right? But you get a free burial. There's a lot of things out there that people don't know that can help you, right? So, the only thing that they won't cover is like your headstone or whatever, but you literally get a free burial. So as long as the person was honorably discharged from any branch of service, that can happen for them. And that might save a lot of people costs.
She does have a YouTube channel.
I'm going to vlog my life as a 55 plus single person. All the things that I go through, the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, when it comes to everyday life, things dealing with problems inside the home, if you need to call contractors, try to find reputable people. I've ran the gamut. I've had so many different experiences, and I think some of the information definitely is valuable to people, and so that's why I kind of want to start this channel and vlog my life and the things that I've gone through.